Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Solo Runescape Challenge. If you guys don't know what this is all about, this is basically what the first episode is going to be. Going over all the rules as well as all the goals for this series. It's going to be a pretty long-term series, but at the same time, I'm going to be taking it kind of slowly just because I'm focusing on 2007 as well. So this is really just for fun, and while I'm AFKing on my 2007 account, I could go ahead and do this as well. So basically for the rules for a solo RuneScape, a lot of people call it Iron Man as well. The rules are obviously no trading with other people, no attacking other people as well, not allowed to go to the wilderness and kill people. If someone kills like this wolf, for example, if she was to kill this wolf, I couldn't pick up the drop that she got because it's not mine. So I have to kill, the thing by myself to be able to get it. No GE along with no trading, obviously. No skill assisting from other players. The only interaction I'm going to allow myself with other players is to be able to do the Shield of Arrav as well as the Hero's Quest. There's no way around interacting with players for those quests, and I want to be able to make sure that I can actually do them because they're pretty important in terms of how you can actually do RuneScape. You need to be able to charge your glories, things like that. So I don't want to like make it so I can't do those quests. So I'm going to be able to do those, but that's it. That's for minigames as well. I'm not allowed to do minigames that involve other players. So Castle Wars and Pest Control, for instance, I'm not allowed to do because I'm on a team. The thing that I am thinking about is obviously there's some mini games like constructing the statues that are obviously solo. You don't need another person for those, and for that reason, obviously those are allowed. So one mini game, for instance, that I was thinking about was pest control, or sorry, not pest control, stealing creation. I was wondering if I could actually do that because you don't have to kill people or interact with other people. You can do it solo. Even though you're on a team, your points aren't dependent on what other people do. It's only dependent on what you do. So I obviously couldn't attack other people, but I'm wondering if I would be able to go in there and just sort of like be a pacifist and do everything by myself and not attack other people and stay in a corner or something. Um, Let me know what you guys think about that because I want to make sure that I don't break any rules that you guys think I shouldn't break. But I don't think that should be a problem just because there's really is no player interaction there. So the other rule is no divine locations. Obviously, I can't go and pick someone else's divine location. So that makes divination kind of pointless. I'm gonna have to do it for quest since one of my overall goals is to get a quest cape. I'm gonna have to get 75 divination, I think it is, for Fate of the Gods. But besides that, divination seems pretty pointless on this kind of account just because no divine locations. Um, I'm also not going to be able to use other hotspots, so like fires. I can't use other people's bonfires, and I can't use portables or other people's portables. I can use my own because I have quite a bit from doing the spins. So obviously I can use my own, but I can't use other people's. One thing that I was thinking about, obviously bonfires, I can't make my own fire and then other people help because that increases my experience. However, one thing I was thinking about is in terms of portables, I used to be going to the Canifis bank and sort of do them all myself and make sure that no one was using my portable. But then I realized that portables don't really do anything for me if someone else is using mine because it doesn't give me bonus experience or anything like that. So I decided it doesn't really matter where I use my portable and if other people use it because it's still my portable. Obviously, I can't use other people's, but I can use my own. And if other people use it, so be it. I don't really mind. Same sort of thing goes for like if I was to kill a monster and I get a drop that I don't think is worth it, and someone else sees it and picks it up. That's not against the rules, even though it's like kind of interacting with another person. It's for their benefit, and the rules are really set around me not being able to benefit from other people. It doesn't really matter if they benefit from me. Not really a big deal. And then finally, like the last kind of rules that I think are kind of important to go over are no, obviously any bossing that I do, I have to do by myself, as well as like dungeoneering, things like that. I can't do. Not only can I not do sinkholes, but I can't do like multi-people floors. I have to do it all solo. So that'll make dungeoneering take a little while longer, but not a super big deal because I'm not gonna need it that high. I kind of do want chaotics, but we'll see if I even need them to be able to do the challenges that I have set for myself. So I guess we'll cross that path when we get there. So that's pretty much it in terms of all the sort of rules for this account. I can go ahead and go through my bank. One thing that you've probably noticed is my cash stack is quite high for being a solo account. The main reason why is because I am allowing myself to do spins. Obviously, I'm not going to buy spins for cash, but the spins that you get from quests and from, the daily spins, I am allowing myself to do. And so I got about three different ones that I converted to cash. There was a huge XP lamp that obviously I'm really low level, so huge XP lamps, although they're really good if you're like 90 plus, not really that good if you're level 19. Um, so I went ahead and converted that into 500k, and then I think there's two large XP lamps that I converted into 100k as well. So that made me quite a bit of money. Obviously, that seems kind of like cheating a little bit. Main reason why I decided it was okay is because like in 2007, the Iron Man accounts have a pretty easy way of money making as well. The being able to go into the God Wars dungeon and kill the imps for keys and alch them for 60k makes money making pretty easy on that game as well. So I don't really see it too much as cheating because it just makes it so that I don't have to focus so much on like making actual cash. I can focus much more on actually leveling my skills because skills are going to take a lot longer to level by myself. If I want to, cook, I need to fish to cook. It needs to happen. Or I guess I can cook pies and stuff like that, but you get what I'm saying. Um, so because of that, I'm allowing myself to do that. I have about 500k left over. Obviously, I had much more, but a lot of it went into things that I'll explain in here. The runes are all from mostly drops. I didn't buy many runes from vendors. Also, my rune crafting is 53, and so for that reason, I'm able every day I can teleport with my hood and make like 600 of any rune I really want. So that's why these runes are all kind of pretty high, is because I can keep making them. These are all my portables that I have from the spins, some potions that I made, pretty basic stuff. This is quest reward stuff right there. I have to go ahead and sell these to the stores because I'm pretty sure that'll actually be probably like 40k, which isn't too bad. Magical note papers, Addy ores, and mithril ores I got from killing the carapace soldiers. I think they're called cockroach soldiers. Um, and they drop mithril ore at noted, Addy ore noted, as well as a lot of runes and level 2 clues and stuff like that. So I just found them really good to kill, and the carapace is good for crafting. Um, Bunch of arrows and stuff that I made. I got an uncut dragonstone from the carapace soldiers as well. Um, that's going to come in handy when I want to make my glory, so I'm really happy that I got that already. Some iron or rune ore. I think that's from doing daily quests and getting the bag or whatever it is. So those aren't going to come in handy for a very long time. I don't know if I'm ever going to use these rune ore. They might just sit in my bank forever. As for organization, I'm probably going to organize it sometime soon. It's pretty messy right now. I did a little bit of divination before I realized it was going to be pretty pointless on this. Carapace that I made, urns that I made to help me with leveling, as well as I wanted to level crafting by making them, so sort of dual purpose. A ham that I went ahead and thieved because I think it was for a quest as well as for thieving experience and level 1 clues. Rune sword, Addy 2H, both of those I bought from vendors in the game. If you're doing this kind of challenge, one thing you can do is obviously just look up on Wiki an item and then see if it's sold in a store. You can also see if it's dropped by a monster, things like that. I personally remembered where these were sold, so it wasn't a really big deal. Champions Guild, I believe, yeah, Champions Guild's the rune, and then the 2H. That one I don't particularly remember. I think it's in El Kaharid. I'm not entirely sure, but something like that. Got this from the Carapace soldiers as well. That's another very rare drop from them, as well as the Dragonstone. So that's pretty cool. Lot of iron bolts unfinished because that's what I use my iron bars for when I was smithing. Ring of Forgings I finally was able to get. This is like one of the main things that drove me to make this account was I went and killed about like 100 cows and took all the cow hides to the GE and found out I could make like 150k selling them to the GE. And I decided like, oh my gosh, this game is going to be so freaking easy. They're like, I'm just going to have to buy everything I need and then just go do it, and it's gonna be super easy. So off of that, I decided like it's gonna be much cooler if I have to actually get all the stuff that I have to use. So Ring of Forging was one of those where it's like I can buy that for 1K, or it takes like 49 magic to enchant a ruby ring, and ruby rings you have to complete the Lost City quest, and you need to be able to go in the market with a diamond, and then you need to buy the 10 ruby rings from the dude. It's crazy. So the fact that I actually have those makes me so happy. Whereas if this was a normal account, it's like buying 10 Ring of Forgings is the easiest thing ever. Like go kill 5 cows and you're good. So that felt pretty good when I was able to get that. That got my smithing up quite a bit. I realize now that I didn't really need 10, but I have them for later if I need them. Um, these bars are from spins. They're used, if you guys don't know, they're just used for smithing experience and whatever bar you can make. Um, so I have nudes and stuff like that for herblore. I got it. I did all the Varrock easy tasks, so I went ahead and did that. This is the same concept as the bars. It's just for construction instead. Made a lot of oak planks. This was where the majority of my money, my cash went away to, was making these oak planks because I just want to level construction, and I had a portable sawmill, and I made all of these in one portable sawmill. Like the 5 minutes it lasts, I was able to make all these, which is pretty cool. Strange rocks, a lot of charms that I've been collecting. This was really annoying to get because normally you just buy 176 chickens in the GE and you're good. I had to go kill 176 chickens and get the raw chickens to make those, and that took forever. And it looks like I have another 175 more, so that's gonna suck. But when that's done, summoning is just kind of an annoying skill on this kind of account because you need to always get the tertiary ingredients by yourself. And for some things, that's obviously easier than others. For some things, it's really, really annoying. Um, so the rest of the bank's pretty self-explanatory. Herbs, limpworts from drops, full myth that I bought from vendors. I had to run around to a bunch of different places to get that. Varrock for the chest, and Alcahard for the legs and all that kind of stuff. I think Falador for the helm as well. And so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the bank and the rules. So pretty much the last part of the video is just going to be about my goals, my overall goals. I do have short-term and long-term goals. My short-term goals are pretty simple. I kind of already went over some of them, like getting a glory is one of my short-term goals, just because that's another main thing that I looked at when I made this account was like I can buy a glory right now after killing 100 cows, or I can make it so I can't get a glory for like a month because I just have to grind for all the levels required for a glory. So I want to be able to make one of those. I don't really want to do the hunter route because I'm not that interested in hunter. I don't like it that much. So I think I'm gonna get my magic and crafting up to be able to make it. Rune Axe is another short-term goal I have because it's really annoying to get Myth, Addy, or Rune Axes in this game because they're only from drops and clue scrolls really, or from smithing obviously. Um, you can't buy them from any vendors in the game, so that's pretty annoying. Whereas Rune Axe, I went to the Dwarven mines or whatever and bought a rune pickaxe real quick, super easy. So Rune Axe is another goal of mine. 55 Slayer is the last one for short-term goals, just because I want to be able to use broad bolts, and I don't know if Slayer Dart's good in this game, but if it is, I want to be able to do that as well. And maybe some borrows trips, because when I go for my long-term goals that I'm about to say, I'm probably going to need some pretty good armor. So borrows is going to probably be necessary. Um, so I guess that leaves us with just the long-term goals. Quest Cape is one of them, obviously. I want to make sure that I'm not just focusing on one part of the game, I'm sort of doing the whole game. So Quest Cape sort of forces you to do that. Another thing is all tasks. I don't know if there's any tasks that require you to interact with other people. If there are, I guess I'll decide if I can do it or not when I get there, but as of right now, I want to complete all the tasks. Getting a 99 is another goal of mine, just to, again, make sure that I sort of focus on all parts of the game, and getting a 99 is sort of a big thing that a lot of people sort of think as a big thing in RuneScape. So it doesn't really matter which 99 as of right now. Not sure which one it'll be, but I want at least one 99. I also want to get loot from each God Wars dungeon boss. Obviously, I have to do this solo, so it's going to take quite a while, and it's going to require me to have some good armor and weapons and stuff, so that'll be pretty fun. DKs, I was thinking about making a DK challenge to get like all the rings and the dragon axe, but obviously it requires, I'm pretty sure in EoC it still requires another player to get into the Dagonoth Kings. So I guess, comment below and say what you guys think, if I should be able to do Dagonoth Kings as well or not. Um, my argument for whether or not, I'm really kind of on the fence about whether it should be allowed, because obviously it's content that you're able to access because another player is with you. Like, you cannot get in Dagonoth Kings without another player. So for that reason, I think it kind of should be not allowed, but at the same time, they're not really helping you in any way. They're really just standing there. And worst comes to worst, I can even log on one of my other accounts and use my other account to do it. Just so it's sort of even less of interacting with another player. It's sort of like interacting with myself, even though obviously that would be kind of cheating too. I don't want to like make that a habit of using my other account as not counting as another player. But let me know what you guys think about that. I can do I have to get every DK ring and Dragon Axe or something like that. Green Cash Stack is another goal of mine, just because I want to make sure I'm not dumping all my money into skills every single time, and I never like make actual cash. So I want to be able to prove that I can actually do that on this kind of account as well. And lastly, I want to be able to make a royal crossbow from scratch. So I'm gonna have to do enough Queen Black Dragon to get all the parts. Big requirement for that probably is going to be the 85 herb lore. I don't know how I'm going to do that. That's going to be really, really annoying. Maybe I might just use an anti-dragon fire shield. I don't know if that works, if you could just use an anti-dragon fire shield and a normal anti-fire potion. But I guess I'll figure that out. Royal crossbow, I just think that that's one of like the bigger solo PVM content, so I think I should have to do that, just because that's, you kind of want to finish the game, you know? And if any future, final PVM content comes out by the time I'm finished with all this, maybe we might include that as well. Um, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I know it was long. Thanks for bearing with me. Hopefully it'll become a very, entertaining series that you guys can follow along with, and it gives me something to sort of do while I'm AFKing on the other game. So obviously, if you guys noticed anything that you don't like or that you want to add, go ahead and just let me know, so that, I can decide if I want to add that or not. Um, and for the future, I'll probably make an intro just to sort of like have all the rules and the goals listed at the beginning and cross them out as we go. So it's a little more obvious, and, I don't have to go through them over and over again. Um, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and keep on gaming.